down 1,000 times. I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, I'm standing right here. Demons all around, but I ain't got no fear.
Welcome to the show, guys. Back from Chicago here, continuing on with the content. We are full flow fantasy football as we head into August. It is officially draft season. In this video, I've got 5 league winners for you, sneaky league winners that could absolutely crush it. You definitely want to put these guys on your roster or consider putting them on your roster. I'm going to lay them out for you, and you guys, it's up to you guys to make that decision. Because ultimately, I can, lead a horse to water, but I can't make you drink, right, guys. I can just offer the best possible information and let you know the situations and the opportunities. It's up to you guys to make that decision. So I'm excited to dive into this list. And before I do, guys, make sure you guys do grab the 16-round draft solution. I'll tell you why. Listen, this is going to put you guys light years ahead of the competition, the sheep, everybody in your league, because I give you guys on a silver platter all the optimal players drafted in each round, all the sleepers, when to grab them, all the breakouts, all the league winners, all they're optimized for you, omitting players for you guys to avoid. Now, last year's a perfect example. I told you to avoid Penny and grab Walker. Walker did better. I told you to avoid DeAndre Swift. Yet everybody in their draft kits had DeAndre Swift as a top 8 running back. And that's where we differ, guys. We give you advice that actually helps you win. So grab the 16-round draft solution. And I also update the notes. Right now, there's a lot of drama going on. Let's talk some news. At the time of this recording, Jonathan Taylor having some issues with the owners and the staff with the Colts. He wants to get paid. Owners don't want to pay him yet. They want him to prove himself yet again. There was rumors by some beat writers that he had some sort of injury with his back, and they said, no, that's false. Jonathan Taylor said, no, that's false. Do not have any back issues right now. So there's a lot of stuff going on, so I keep you updated. Also, the injuries with Zach Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker, right? Walker, groin, probably going to be out for weeks. Maybe he could be ready for the season. Zach Charbonnet, at the time of this recording, saying his shoulder is banged up. He's out indefinitely. What does that mean? Does that mean he is out for the off season in training? Is he going to be out for the entire season? Obviously, there's some injuries there, right? So there's going to be moves, guys. There's free agencies. All this is updated to the 16-round draft solution. So make sure you guys stay on top of that with me. Grab it below. Use code SMASH to save, all right? Or head on over to thefantasyfootballcouch.com under programs. Secure the solution, secure the championship, guys. I cannot express to you how important that is, okay? So let's talk about it, guys. Let's dive in. Again, it helps the channel. Make sure you guys do smash the thumbs up. And it really helps the channel, okay? So do that. Lions, thumbs up. And drop a comment below. Give me a sneaky league winner. Love to get your feedback, all right? Let's dive into this. Again, content for you guys daily, so make sure you guys subscribe. Again, thumbs up. First league winner. Now, I'm going to go here with a couple of names that you may not have heard of that I've really talked about too much. I've talked about them, but not too much, okay? So I'm going to give you a couple of names there. And then there's a name here that you hear me talk about a lot, but had to mention him. Now, some people may not think he's a league winner. They may just draft him in the 3rd or 4th round. That's okay. So let's talk about the first guy that I talk about quite often, okay, and that is Jahmyr Gibbs, okay? I love this guy. Now, currently he's sitting as RB16 amongst running backs, okay, on the consensus, on the Consensus rankings. I love Jahmyr Gibbs. Now, Jahmyr Gibbs, ultra explosive, amazing time. I looked at his 40-yard dash time. I think he ran a 4.36. Bijan ran a 4.46. Both these guys really fast, but it shows you how fast Jahmyr Gibbs, even faster than Bijan there. Now, again, I'm looking at this. I see Aaron Jones and Joe Mixon sitting ahead of Jahmyr Gibbs. I kind of see Mixon based on opportunity, but, he's old. He's washed. You're not going to get that ceiling out of him. Whereas with Jahmyr Gibbs, you got that upside, you got that ceiling. You listen, talent rises to the top. I know Montgomery's there, but I'm not really deterred from drafting Jahmyr Gibbs. Now, typically, I do not like Detroit Lions running backs. They haven't had a guy to produce on a high level for a very long time, right? I'm looking for a top 3 back when I'm drafting a Jahmyr Gibbs, right? 6.1 yards per carry in college last year. He had 44 receptions, 426 yards, I think receiving, 151 attempts. Listen, this guy gets it done. Now, he didn't get it done on a heavy workload, 300 attempt type level, but he's got that potential, and he can catch out of the backfield very well. Probably one of the best. Right, we can't tell because he hasn't played the NFL, but arguably one of the best, receiving backs. Some people say that, they remind him of a Kamara in his prime. I think he's better than Kamara. I think he's stronger than Kamara. I think he's, more explosive. But we'll have to see here. Love him. He can absolutely win your league. Again, big time upside. Big upside, all right? Second guy here, let's talk about him. Potential league winner is Tank Bigsby. Now, you don't hear a lot of the consensus talk about him. He's sitting as RB 53. That's 53rd amongst running backs. Again, guys like Kenneth Walker were buried on depth charts last year, and buried on depth chart, buried on the rankings. This is why I don't do rankings. This is why everything is run through the 16-round draft session. That is the industry standard right now. I don't do this BS ranking stuff. But Tank Bigsby sitting 53rd, a guy that could finish as a top 10 running back if Etienne gets hurt. Now, again, it's not so much that I'm sold on Tank Bigsby being amazing. What I am sold on is Etienne not being that good. Okay, Tank Bigsby, 6 foot, 208 pounds, 179 attempts last year, 970 yards, so just under 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, 5.4 yards per carry in college last season. RB 53 on the consensus rankings in fantasy football. Again, this is why I don't do rankings. This is a guy that could take the reins. I'm already hearing in camp that he is as advertised. He's a good mix of speed and size. So he's got some strength, got some power. He's got some good ability to cut as well. I was watching his tapes, cuts the outside pretty well, nose for the end zone type thing. Again, 3rd round pick by the Jacksonville Jaguars. So they obviously are looking for a hammer, right? They are looking for a guy that can hammer the ball, pound it through up the middle, pound it near the goal line. Because again, they didn't get amazing performance out of Etienne. Now, I'm going to talk about this again. I've talked about it in my other video when we're talking sleepers. We're talking other people. I was talking Bigsby. Listen, Etienne, you guys drafted him. The consensus told you to draft him last year. He had like a bunch of 8-point games, first couple games. He had a 10-pointer. He had a 5-pointer. He had a 3-pointer. He had a 0.3-pointer. He had another 3-pointer, 5.4-pointer. Listen, he had a bunch of games where they were absolute duds, okay? Very inconsistent. This is where Tank Bigsby comes in. So all I'm saying is I'm fading Etienne and I'm drafting Bigsby later, a potential league winner who could really, really shine mid to late season. Absolutely love him, especially if Etienne goes down. And he's shown his injury. He didn't play his entire rookie season, so there's a chance that Bigsby could shine, all right? Number 3 here, another league winner. So let's talk about, first of all, what is a league winner? Because, again, a lot of this is subjective, okay? Now, a league winner is somebody that helps you win your league. I know that sounds obvious, but it's a guy that really shines when, probably either throughout the season or mid to late season where he's giving you those big points. Guys, Christian Watson helped me get through 3 or 4 weeks where he got a lot of points from me, helped me win my league. That could be contributed as a league winner, right? Kenneth Walker helped me win my league last year, right? Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown, we drafted midseason last year. I ended up drafting that stack. League winners, right? Along with Kenneth Walker. So again, league winner is a little subjective, but it's really guys that really contribute to your team, anchor your team, and give you guys weeks with a ton of points, right? Again, kind of subjective, but really guys that put up a lot of points and really, really shine, okay? And this is a guy that could shine. So Romeo Doubs, 6'2", 200 pounds, was a 4th round pick and he's sitting as wide receiver 61 amongst wide receivers, okay? Guys, listen, this guy is immense value. He's coming off later in drafts, a ton of upside, 80 receptions, 1,100 yards, 11 touchdowns in what am I thinking here? Yeah, that's college numbers, 1,100 yards. Last year, not the greatest, right? Didn't do too much. Only had 3 touchdowns. Didn't really get going. What do you have, like 42 receptions? But again, his college numbers showed he's a 1,000-yard receiver, can get it done in the red zone as well, okay? Now, the thing is, I'm hearing he is connecting with Love. Here's the thing. I want to talk about this, okay? There is a ton of potential talent that's being slept on that could absolutely go off this year. Rashee Rice, for example, Josh Downs with Richardson, right? We got, CJ Stroud and his wide receivers we're going to talk about in a second. There is so much upside with a ton of rookies who are in situations that could thrive, okay? And I explained this in the 16 rounds. Romeo Doubs is one of those guys. Now, Watson had a good stint of touchdowns, big connection with Aaron Rodgers last year, was really getting it done, but that was with Aaron Rodgers. We don't know if Watson's the true wide receiver one. We really don't. All I know is that the connection has been really well with Jordan Love, and Jordan Love could be really good. and we don't know who his wide receiver one is. Once we figure out that wide receiver one could get a ton of volume and be your league winner. Am I putting my money on Dobbs? Maybe, but here's the thing. Watson is coming off super early, very expensive. Dobbs you get for value after the 7th round. So if you're rolling the dice because you're doing it anyway because you don't know who the wide receiver one is, nobody really truly does. Even if you talk to beat writers, they'll say Watson. I was talking to Packers fans last night when I was at the National Sports Collectors Convention, right? And they're like, yeah, Dobbs could be the one. They're big Packers fans. So nobody really knows. So if I can get Dobbs after the 7th round and avoid Christian Watson, who's a gamble in the 3rd to 4th to 5th round, I'm going to probably do that. And Dobbs could be the one and could win your league. All I'm saying is keep an eye out. I have to give you guys some context there, okay? Number 4 here. This one's a tough one here because, again, we're rolling the dice here. So I don't mind grabbing both these guys later because they're absolutely free. And we're spending 1st round, 2nd round, 3rd round picks on Jamar Chases and Jeffersons. These guys are ultra elite. But there's also other wide receivers like Deontay Johnson's 5th round, the Drake London's 5th round. And there's Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's a wide receiver 1, 2nd round, Garrett Wilson, 2nd round, right? But we're not remembering that there is wide receiver 1s lingering in like the later rounds, pretty much near the end of the draft, right? So John Mechie's the guy I'm talking about here, / Tank Dell, because we're not sure. I'm saying grab both these guys. Now, there's a chance it could be Collins there. It could be Robert Woods, which I don't think is Robert Woods anyway. But Mechie was the guy last year, was drafted. When was he drafted? I think he was a 2nd round pick in 2022. Looked really good. 1,142 yards in college, 8 touchdowns. Again, really good. The problem is, he had cancer last year. He fought it back. Hopefully comes back strong. I was watching some tape on him. Looked really, really good. So I'm just wondering here, watching tape, good route running, looks really sharp, looks really quick. If CJ Stroud is going to be connecting with him. Now, again, he requested Tank Dell to be on that team that they draft him. They did draft Tank Dell. So that Tank Dell, CJ Stroud connection could be really good. Or maybe, just maybe, Dell becomes a slot guy and Mechie's more the wide receiver 1. We're not sure. All I know is that either one of these guys could be a league winner because, and you can ask me where I'm leaning. I've got more Dell stock. I do have Mechie in one league. I do have more Dell stock. But you're going to ask me like, well, what do I draft both these guys? I'm going to say yes. And I'm going to say I'm going to lean towards Dell. But I think Mechie could really be special. I think CJ Stroud could be really good. They got to throw the ball to somebody. They've got a good enough running back to distract the defenses, maybe get some stacked boxes, could open things up, and Dameon Pierce. But listen, I love the opportunity to grab a couple of these flyers later that could be the wide receiver ones and could win your league. An example is a John Mechie here coming at number 4. The 5th one here, and similarly to wide receivers that could go off, again, the Rashee Rices, the Tank Dells, all these guys, the Jonathan Mingos, who could be a wide receiver 1 on his team as well. All these sleepers. I'm giving you guys some free sleepers here. Hopefully you guys are taking notes. Another guy that you may want to consider is Sam Laporta. We're not talking about tight ends. Now, we're doing a show tomorrow on tight ends that are second-year tight ends, because tight ends tend to kind of hibernate year 1 and then really do well year 2. A perfect example of a rookie tight end that could actually go off, Pat Freiermuth had a good rookie year, for example, is Sam Laporta. Now, Sam Laporta, 6'4", 249 pounds, didn't get a lot of touchdowns in college, but he did have the 58 receptions for 617 yards last year in college. He's a tight end 24. Okay, this guy was a 2nd round pick by the Detroit Lions, who don't really have a lot of receiving options outside of Jahmyr Gibbs and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Williams, he's had his share of injuries. I think he's already banged up. Suspensions. He's not going to be back till week 7 if he's healthy. So Sam Laporta has got a unique opportunity to shine. Hawkins is no longer there. And we know Goff, targeted Hawkinson quite often. What a unique opportunity here, guys, for not only Sam Laporta, but Jared Goff and this entire offense to thrive with the nice rookie options in Gibbs and Laporta. So all I'm saying is Laporta has got a ton of upside. You draft him later. I think Kittle was giving him rave reviews as well, that this guy is a pretty good tight end. I like it, guys. Big red zone target, and he runs hard with the ball. Can get really good yards after catch, breaks some tackles. Sam Laporta, guys, could be a league winner at the tight end position and a big-time sleeper, all right? So people ask me, who do I get at tight end if I pass up on Kelsey? I got a bunch of them, guys. I lay them out in 60 rounds, and Sam Laporta is one of them, okay? Again, tons of league winners. I just want to lay out 5 sneaky ones here for you that have a ton of upside, are in a good position to succeed. Gibbs, not so much of a sleeper there, coming off a little earlier, but can really hammer home and be a top 3 running back this year if given the volume, which I think they will give him that, the Lions, all right? So again, make sure you guys subscribe, smash a thumbs up. If this is making sense to you, grab the 16-round draft solution, because I really use a lot of common sense and practicality to help you guys smash your leagues. I'm not here copying and pasting like the sheep. It's not going to help you guys win your leagues. These guys don't care about your leagues, okay? I do. I'm all about winning, all right? Subscribe, thumbs up. And of course, guys, drop a name below. League winners, let me know. Do you like these ones? Drop one of your ones that you think is a league winner yourself. Drop a name below. We'll talk soon.